Welcome to our new program today. We are jumping into a deep dive today that's, well, it's not for the faint of heart.
Or maybe not for the weak of tongue.
Huh, exactly. We're focusing on something really specific, very advanced.
We're top tier.
Right. It's that final, maybe even grueling practice you need to absolutely perfect the American R-colored vowel sounds. This is really the last mile, for getting that true, effortless fluency in American English.
Definitely not the beginner stuff.
Yo, this isn't your 101 course. This is like the advanced mechanics certification for your mouth.
And for you, our listener, if you're aiming to get knowledgeable quickly, thoroughly, the goal here is to really pull apart the methodology.
Yeah, the how.
Exactly. We're looking beyond just how hard the sounds are, and we're analyzing the protocol, the high-efficiency regimen.
It's a system.
The system, yes, that successful learners use to go from just being, competent, easily understood.
Be genuinely flawless.
Flawless articulation, where it takes zero conscious thought.
Like the difference between actively driving and just cruising on autopilot.
Precisely.
And the material we're looking at, it jumps right in, doesn't it? Highlights the intensity straight away.
It really does.
Focusing on what has to be the absolute peak of pronunciation difficulty.
Which is?
Words that have not just one R-colored vowel, but multiple.
Ah, the clusters.
Yes. 2, sometimes even 3 of these sounds, all packed tightly into one word.
And that density, that's the key factor. That's what just ramps up the complexity enormously.
So if the material points out words with 3 R-colored vowels,
then you have to recognize this isn't just about knowing the sound. It's a test of sheer physical dexterity.
for your tongue.
For your tongue, your jaw, even your pharynx. Your articulators have to pull off this incredibly precise, complex move
Right.
involving that unique American R position,
Yeah.
not once, but 3 times, back to back.
Wow.
The difficulty moves right out of the textbook and onto the linguistic gym mat.
Okay, the gym mat. I like that. And speaking of that unique position, maybe for listeners who haven't, sat through Phonetics 101,
Sure.
can we quickly unpack what we mean by the American R? Why is it such a global stumbling block?
Absolutely. It's a great question. The American R is, well, it's unique mainly because it's rhotic.
Rhotic. Okay, what does that mean in plain English?
It means the R sound actually colors the vowel that comes before it.
Ah, so it's not just like adding an R sound at the end.
Not at all. The vowel and the consonant, they actually fuse. They become this kind of hybrid sound.
A blend.
A blend, exactly. And when you make that sound, your tongue has to do one of 2 main things, typically.
Okay.
Either the tip of your tongue curls back towards the roof of your mouth, that's called retroflex.
Retroflex, got it.
Or the other main way is
semester
the
is almost
body of
over.
the tongue, the
I
main
know,
part,
right.
bunches up.
Which is,
Yeah, it sort of pushes up towards the hard palate, the soft palate, often making this kind of deep groove down the middle of the tongue.
okay, I'm trying to picture that. So the complexity isn't just making an R sound.
No.
It's about physically reshaping your whole mouth, kind of mid-vowel.
That's a great way to put it, reshaping the oral cavity.
So why does that matter so much when we're talking about these words with multiple Rs?
Well, it matters because that physical reshaping, it takes muscle effort.
Right.
And it takes time, even if it's milliseconds. A non-rhotic vowel, like the A in cat, your tongue can stay pretty flat, relaxed.
Simple.
Relatively simple, yes.
Yeah.
But when you have to go from one rhotic vowel, say the U sound in further,
Okay.
to another rhotic vowel immediately out, like the her in more.
Further, more, yeah.
Okay. Your tongue has to rapidly relax that first R shape, whatever it was, retroflexed or bunched, and then instantly re-engage in a slightly different but equally complex R posture for the next sound,
Without messing it up.
without blurring them together. The speed and the precision needed to make those difficult muscle shifts.
Yeah.
That's the core challenge of these multi-R words.
It really is a workout.
It absolutely is. So before anyone even thinks about attempting this kind of linguistic resistance training,
Right. Hold on, before you jump in.
we really have to stress the foundation, the prerequisites,
Okay.
which the source material we're looking at, it clearly assumes you already have in place.
Meaning this specific exercise, the multi-R one.
It's basically useless, maybe even harmful if you haven't already mastered the basics.
Which are?
The detailed overviews of all the individual American R-colored vowels, each one separately.
That makes sense. That structure, that path is so critical for the kind of learner we're talking about, someone who wants efficiency.
Exactly. You can't skip steps.
Advanced training, it's built brick by brick, isn't it?
Absolutely. You have to master the, what is it, 6, maybe 8 specific individual R vowels.
Like the R in car.
Right. Or air in chair.
Burr.
Or in all of those. Master them individually first.
Because if you jump straight to trying to cluster these really difficult sounds together,
you're not practicing fluency.
What are you practicing?
You're practicing doing your existing errors faster.
Ouch. Okay. That's a hard truth.
It is, but it's important. And the curriculum path that's implied here, it's actually highly efficient if you follow it.
How so?
Well, step 1. Isolate the unique muscle movements for each single rhotic vowel.
Okay.
Step 2. Build deep, automatic muscle memory for those single sounds. Lots of targeted repetition.
Right, repetition is key.
Only then, step 3, do you challenge that solid memory with these difficult clusters?
And if you skip 1 and 2...
you risk something called fossilization.
Fossilization. Sounds bad.
It is for learners. It's where an error gets so deeply ingrained, so automatic, that it becomes almost impossible to fix later.
Wow. No matter how much you practice the right way afterwards.
It becomes incredibly difficult, yeah. The wrong habit is just too strong.
You know, it's fascinating how much this really does mirror physical training, like lifting weights.
It's a very strong analogy.
You wouldn't try to bench press 200 pounds if you can't even lift a 10-pound weight with perfect form, right?
Of course not. You'd hurt yourself or just fail.
So the source material is basically saying, don't mistake sheer difficulty for effective practice unless you've built that solid foundation first.
Precisely. The difficulty here in this advanced exercise, it's strategic.
Strategic how?
It's designed to test whether that initial muscle memory for the single sounds is strong enough, robust enough to hold up under pressure.
The pressure of speed and complexity.
Exactly. When you're forced to switch quickly between different R vowels, the tongue's natural tendency is to cheat.
Cheat how?
To revert to an easier articulation. Maybe drop the R quality, make it non-rhotic, or maybe just make one kind of generic R sound for all of them.
Which isn't correct for American English.
No.
Okay.
So the complex cluster forces you, the learner, to commit fully, to execute the precise, distinct shape for each R vowel in the sequence.
No cutting corners.
No cutting corners allowed if you want to get it right.
Which brings us right to that explicit warning in the material. It says, this exercise is going to be more challenging.
They put it right out there.
They're setting the expectation. This will take mental effort. It'll be physically tiring. You'll need focus.
No sugarcoating.
No sugarcoating the leap from just being competent to achieving real mastery.
And that honesty, that's actually a really crucial part of effective high-level training.
Why is that?
Because the kind of learner who gets to this stage, they need to understand that difficulty isn't a sign they're failing.
Right. It's not like, oh no, I'm bad at this.
Exactly. The difficulty is confirmation that the training is hitting the right spot. It's working the muscles that need work.
Like feeling the burn at the gym.
Precisely. The moment an exercise feels too easy, well, it's probably time to increase the difficulty, add more weight.
So this specific challenge, the multi-R word cluster, that is the added weight.
It's the pressure test. It pushes you beyond just recognizing the sound. It demands that your vocal system engage in this rapid, intense muscular control.
And the payoff.
If you can nail these clusters flawlessly, consistently, it means your muscle memory for the individual R vowels is totally automatic, rock solid.
Okay, so we've laid the groundwork. That foundational muscle memory for the individual sounds is crucial.
Absolutely essential.
Now let's get into the main event. The point where that muscle memory really gets put through its paces.
The multi-R word cluster.
Yes. The core goal here, according to the material, is practicing words with 2 or more R-colored vowel sounds, pushing precision and stamina.
Let's break down that transition a bit more. Why is it so hard?
Yeah, let's...
Okay, imagine a hypothetical word, maybe something that goes from the tor sound, like in car.
Okay, car, a tar.
Straight into the air sound, like an ear.
Car, ear. Car to ear. Okay.
So for that tor sound, the back of your tongue needs to be quite low, maybe a little retracted to get that darker R color, gives the vowel space.
Right, feels open.
And boom, instantly you have to shift to air.
Which feels...
much higher. The tongue has to raise significantly, move forward, and really constrict the vocal tract quite dramatically.
Wow. So you're basically describing a linguistic hurdle race for the tongue.
That's a perfect description. It has to leap from this low open position to a high tight position in milliseconds, all while still maintaining that difficult R coloring, that curl or bunch.
Okay, that sounds incredibly difficult.
It is. And now think about the words the material mentions, the ones with 3 R-colored vowels.
The demand just triples.
Exactly. Your tongue has to perform 3 distinct complex vowel postures. It's like a complex 3-step dance move.
Done at lightning speed.
At lightning speed, yes. So it's not just about hitting the right positions. It's about the speed of relaxing one muscle set and immediately tensioning another.
Which is why non-native speakers often struggle.
It's a major reason why these words can sound, like they fold in on themselves or just become this sort of indistinct mush. The transitions aren't clean.
Okay. And the material kind of acknowledges this pain point right away, doesn't it? With that rhetorical question after the first try.
Yes. Was it harder than you thought?
Why is that validation so important? Why acknowledge the struggle?
It's psychological scaffolding. It's crucial.
Scaffolding.
Yeah, like support. When training is designed to be hard, like this resistance training, the learner needs to know the struggle is the point.
Otherwise, you might just give up.
Exactly. If you practice and find it agonizingly difficult, your first thought might be, I'm just not good enough, or this isn't working.
Yeah.
But by saying, yeah, we know this is harder than you expected, the training shifts. It's not a test of your current ability anymore.
It
becomes a goal-oriented workout. It tells you, keep pushing, this difficulty. That's the feeling of your muscle memory getting stronger, reforming.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It reframes the difficulty.
Really.
Now, speaking of workouts, I love the bit about the physical toll. The material uses this self-deprecating humor.
Right.
It says, you'll have to pronounce lots of R-colored sounds. Okay, fair enough. But then the kicker, you'll have to twist your tongue until you're exhausted.
And a little add-on.
Just kidding, or not. That smiley face is doing a lot of work there.
It really is. Because that humor, it perfectly nails the hidden truth about getting to really advanced pronunciation levels.
Which is?
It is intensely physical.
We don't usually think of language like that.
We don't. We often forget that fluency, especially spoken fluency, is a motor skill.
Like playing piano or tennis.
Exactly. And motor skills require repetitive, often tiring muscle training. Your tongue isn't just passively sitting there.
No, it's moving constantly.
It's a complex bundle of muscles. And forcing it to do these rapid, complex movements 3 times in one word again and again and again.
It's genuinely exhausting.
It really can be.
It's basically strength training for your mouth. If you went to the gym, picked up a heavy weight, tried to lift it with perfect form 10 times.
You feel the burn, no question.
This exercise is demanding that same kind of endurance from your vocal system. Specifically, the tongue muscles, what are they called? Genioglossus?
Yeah, the genioglossus, styloglossus, palatoglossus.
Yeah.
All those intrinsic and extrinsic muscles controlling the tongue's shape and position.
So the exhaustion isn't just a side effect of bad technique.
Not at all. In this kind of training, the exhaustion is actually part of the goal.
Oh?
Because you're pushing those muscle groups to adapt, to develop endurance. When muscles reach fatigue, that's the stimulus for them to rebuild stronger, faster, more efficiently.
Ah, so the path to making it feel easy.
It goes directly through the exhaustion, through repetition under that stress.
Okay, that's a powerful concept. And thankfully, the material offers that light at the end of the tunnel.
The reassurance.
Yeah, drawn right from motor learning principles. Don't worry, it'll get easier each time you practice.
And that's the scientific promise, isn't it? High repetition practice works. That initial exhaustion, it's necessary friction.
Breaking down old habits.
Breaking down the old, inefficient ways and building up new, accurate muscle pathways. The goal isn't just saying the word right once.
What is the goal then?
To shift the sound production. Move it from being a conscious, difficult thinking task to being an unconscious, automatic physical response that just happens, without you having to micromanage your tongue.
That shift from conscious effort to unconscious skill.
That is the ultimate measure of mastery in pronunciation.
And that's where real speed and fluency come from, right? When you stop thinking about your tongue and your tongue just does the work.
Exactly. Frees up your brain for the actual conversation.
We've really established how challenging this task is, how physical it is, which, brings us back to why we're doing this deep dive in the first place.
To understand the process.
Right. To gain that knowledge quickly and thoroughly. And if that's your goal, you know you are listening to Mastering Flawless English.
So now let's pivot a bit. We've talked about the intense physical demand, the what. Let's focus on the methodology, the how.
The efficient way to tackle this.
Exactly. Because the structured practice protocol described in the material, that's really the secret sauce for acquiring skills like this rapidly.
Structure matters.
Immensely. This kind of structure minimizes distractions, cognitive interference, and it ensures the repetition is pure and focused.
Okay, so let's break down the sequence the training material lays out. It seems to be a three-step process for each word. Why is this specific order better than just, say, hearing a word and trying to copy it?
Good question. The sequence is carefully designed. It layers different kinds of input to get maximum brain engagement.
Okay, step one.
Step one is visual input. You'll see a word on the screen.
Now, why see it? We're focused on sound.
True. But seeing the word provides a crucial mental anchor. It stops the exercise from just being mindless mimicry.
Connect sound to spelling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is vital for overall literacy and true fluency. Plus, seeing the word lets you mentally break it down, maybe see the syllables, anticipate those tricky internal transitions before you even try to say it.
Preparation.
Mental preparation, yes.
Okay, step two.
Step two, auditory input. You then hear its pronunciation.
The model.
The expert model. This is absolutely non-negotiable at this level because you're not aiming for pretty good anymore. You're aiming for flawless. Without that perfect model sound, you risk doing hundreds of repetitions.
It's the wrong thing.
Exactly. Reinforcing the wrong muscle memory. It would be counterproductive.
And the listening part does more too, right?
Oh, absolutely. The auditory input sharpens your ear. Advanced pronunciation means hearing tiny differences in vowel quality, in timing, in that R color.
Things a non-native ear might easily miss.
Often does miss initially. So hearing the correct version repeatedly trains your perception just as much as it primes your muscles.
Okay, visual, auditory. What's step three?
Step three is active repetition. Repeat each word after the speaker.
The doing part.
The immediate application. This creates that crucial reinforcement loop. Your brain hears the model, sends the command, you attempt it, and you get instant feedback through your own ears.
Self-correction.
Potential for self-correction, yes. And doing that loop tightly, hear, speak, hear yourself repeatedly, that's precisely how you lay down accurate muscle memory quickly.
And doing it immediately after hearing is important.
Very. If you wait too long, the auditory memory fades, the precision drops off. The closer the repetition is to the model, the better.
So, see it, hear it, say it. That sequence maximizes the quality of the physical practice.
That's the idea. Every attempt builds on visual clarity and auditory perfection.
Now, the material also mentions flexibility. It says, pause if you need more time. That seems a bit counterintuitive. If the goal is fluency, isn't speed important? Why encourage pausing?
Pacing is critical here, especially at the beginning of tackling these complex words, because initially, speed is actually the enemy of accuracy.
How so?
If you try to rush through these really challenging R to R transitions, your tongue will almost always default to the easy way out.
Back to old habits.
Back to the path of least resistance, your old, maybe incorrect habits. Pausing lets you consciously slow down, break the word apart, focus specifically on nailing that tricky transition.
So you're ensuring every repetition is a quality repetition.
Precisely. It's what we call deliberate practice. Quality over quantity, especially at first.
It's the difference between just mindlessly banging out reps at the gym, maybe with bad form,
Right.
and doing fewer reps, slowly, meticulously, ensuring the form is perfect.
Exactly. That slow, meticulous practice builds the correct, lasting muscle pathways. The goal is to maximize the quality of each attempt, not just rack up numbers initially.
You sacrifice speed temporarily for ultimate accuracy.
You do, because the sustained focus required during that paused, careful repetition ensures the signal from your brain to your tongue is accurate. If the command is right, the memory built is right.
Speed comes later.
Speed can only be built effectively after the correct habit is deeply ingrained and automatic.
Okay. And yet,
Yeah.
the overall instruction is to aim for high volume.
Yeah.
Do your best to practice as many words as possible.
Right.
How do we square that?
Yeah.
Take your time, pause, but also do as many as possible.
It represents a phase shift in the learning process. It's not contradictory, it's sequential.
Explain that.
Okay, phase one is slow, meticulous, quality-focused. You use that pause button liberally. You're building the correct pattern.
Got it.
Once that pattern is established, once you can execute the difficult transition accurately, Even if slowly, then you shift into phase 2.
The high volume phase?
The high volume phase. This is where you start pushing the repetitions, maybe gradually increasing the speed.
Why is volume so important at that stage?
Because advanced learning, especially for motor skills, relies on sheer volume to make conscious effort unconscious, automatic.
Like learning to drive stick shift.
Perfect example. Initially, every gear change requires intense concentration. Clutch, gas, shifter, cognitive overload.
Oh, yeah, I remember that feeling.
But through massive repetition, high volume, those actions become smooth, integrated, automatic. You do it without thinking.
You just feel it.
You feel it. Your muscles know what to do. The high volume instruction for these R words is designed to do the same thing.
Turn that linguistic hurdle race we talked about.
Into a simple, unconscious reflex. You practice until your tongue just knows where to go for furthermore, or rural juror, or whatever the tricky word is.
Without your brain having to consciously calculate 3 different tongue positions in half a second.
Exactly. That automaticity is the prize, because that's what flawless fluency feels like. Zero cognitive load spent on just making the sounds.
Freeing up your brain to focus on meaning, connection, the actual conversation.
That's the ultimate goal. And high-volume practice, after the quality is established, is the engine that drives you there.
So after the learner battles through this strenuous, high-volume workout, the material offers that little pat on the back. You did it. Congratulations.
Which might seem small, but it's psychologically important.
Wow.
Because positive reinforcement is essential fuel, especially when you're asking someone to do something that is deliberately difficult and tiring.
Keeps you going.
Absolutely. Motivation is the invisible engine in this kind of high-level repetitive training. That little congratulations tells the learner, your effort was worth it. The struggle was recognized. You made progress.
It validates the effort.
Validates the effort and reinforces that cycle of seeking out challenges and overcoming them, which is key for continuous improvement.
And the structure doesn't just stop with this one exercise, does it? The material also points towards.
Right, the importance of linking back, including relevant links, maybe in the description, that point to the foundational content.
The previous steps in the curriculum.
Exactly. This reinforces the value of having a curated, structured learning path.
Which is huge for the efficiency-focused learner we keep mentioning.
It's massive. If you know the curriculum is deliberate, like overview first, then detailed study, then this advanced practice, it saves enormous mental energy.
You're not wasting time wondering, what should I do next? Or, am I ready for this?
Precisely. All that saved brain power can be poured directly into the actual task at hand, the physical work of articulation practice.
That deliberate structure is efficient learning.
It's the definition of it. And that interconnectedness, linking back, also creates a sense of progression, maybe even accountability.
Like you're on a clear path.
You know you're part of a larger program, moving towards a defined goal, not just doing random drills you found somewhere.
And that defined goal, flawless pronunciation, is achieved by embracing the physical reality we've discussed.
Accepting that it's hard work. Accepting that this exercise forces your tongue through these rapid, difficult R-vowel transitions.
Requiring stamina.
Precision.
And that high-volume repetition to finally make it automatic.
That's the journey.
Okay, so wrapping this specific analysis up, what does it tell us about mastering spoken language more broadly? If getting just 3 R-colored vowels right in one word demands this much physical, tiring effort.
This much dedicated muscle training.
Right. Then here's a final thought, maybe a provocative question for you, the listener, to chew on.
What else?
What other subtle but crucial parts of spoken language are we maybe overlooking? Things that also need this kind of physical, repetitive training, not just intellectual understanding.
That's a great question. You could think about, say, the musicality of English.
Intonation, stress, rhythm.
Exactly. We often learn the rules intellectually, like stress the important word, or use rising intonation for questions.
Do you know the theory?
But actually doing it naturally, consistently, flawlessly in fast conversation, that requires muscle memory too.
Muscle memory where?
In your diaphragm for breath control and stress, in your larynx, your vocal cords for pitch changes.
Ah, okay.
Are we really applying enough physical discipline to train the rise and fall of our voice? The sharp emphasis of stress, the sheer vocal stamina needed for a long, animated conversation?
Maybe we treat those things too much like ideas, not enough like physical skills.
It's possible. Perhaps achieving truly native-like mastery of tone and rhythm is just as much about high-volume physical practice as mastering the American art.
Maybe the next frontier for advanced learners is treating the whole vocal tract, from the lungs up, like a finely tuned athletic instrument that needs regular, strenuous workouts.
That's certainly something worth considering. Hashtag outro.
Well, that brings us to the end of this pretty intense deep dive.
It was definitely advanced territory.
Yeah. We've really hit on the need for that solid foundation before you even attempt these clusters.
Can't skip the basics.
We analyzed the unique and, frankly, demanding physical nature of these multi-R words.
The linguistic workout.
Exactly. And we broke down why that specific methodology, see it, hear it, say it, pause for quality, then hit high volume, is so powerful for building automatic, flawless pronunciation.
So again, congratulations to you for sticking with us through this exploration. Understanding the why and the how behind these tough exercises is really the critical first step.
Helps you use them effectively in your own practice.
Precisely.
So if you found this deep dive valuable, if it gave you some insights, please do take a second to click the like button.
Yeah, let us know. And please share this deep dive. Share it with your network colleagues, study partners, friends, anyone you know who's on that journey towards really polishing their English fluency.
And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more deep dives like this one.
Your engagement, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, it really does help ensure that this kind of in-depth research and methodology
Gets out there, helps
Yeah.
YouTube get it to a larger public, which we think is really important. Thanks for listening.